Yeah!
Cabaret Gamers plays Sly Cooper!
And the Thievius Raccoonus! Ah! 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 Hang on a second. Ah! It's a little glitchy.
I remember a few years ago, you and I watched some of the YouTube making of this, and this was one of the test levels, right?
This
Was it this one?
No, this was not one. They did a lava level for some reason, which might have turned into one of these, but they did a lava level testing, a water and ice level thing going on. He's always around heavy machinery. That's a thing. I think that was in the third game, right? They had if you beat it 115% or whatever the hell, you can unlock the making of, which is an amazing video, by the way. If you have any interest in like the making of video games, this was an incredible. Right? Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's an incredible.
I like the Jesse and James Team Rocket.
They're the
fish thing. Yeah. Like
you could see them all like just kind of on their bikes, their little treadmill things.
What a stupid design.
Oh man, James could just buy a good Pokemon.
He could. That's a good point.
He has a good Pokemon. He has Growly.
Yeah.
Remember Growly? Growly was best.
Do you remember Growly?
Leave a comment if you remember any of James's old Pokemon, like Growly.
Machine.
So this is a machiney bit. Okay. You mean this? You mean this? Like that?
So with these old games in particular, they're very forgiving with the range of things.
Oh yeah.
And that weirds me out. Because
that wasn't forgiving.
That wasn't forgiving. That was bullshit. But, you know, I have a hard time with that. Because it screws with my depth perception.
Yeah, I think the second one is a little bit,
a little tighter. Right?
A little bit tighter, because the hitbox in this is weird. It's a little funny. But, like, the controls are really smooth, though. Like, I feel like I'm playing a new game that just came out. You know, like, the controls are very, like, instant.
Right.
I jump, it jumps. There's no... Well, I'll get that later. As long as you hit them down and you don't fall down, you can just kind of... Give me it! Give me! That's my life. I have to find a floating head of myself.
The floating heads of Sly are probably the deaths of other...
Oh my god.
Sly, right?
That's where his whole family went.
Yeah, you're just
Clockwork
picking up his
didn't
heads.
do it. So, I don't know if he explained it. I wasn't paying attention, but these Bentley places around the levels to save your progress. And I'm like, that's really... I'm glad that it's not just like, you know, the villain has these.
Right.
It's explained a little bit.
I do like that about Sly, that there are things that are explained well.
Yeah. They don't leave it to, like, your imagination to think, like, the villain did a thing. It's like, no, this is...
Yeah.
Generally, when you're going through, especially this first game, I see it, at least I notice it more in the first game. All the levels you go through are all to help keep his store machine afloat, right? And it's really fun to, like, be going through all of these levels and being like, oh, you're destroying his, like, his factory. You're not just running around these giant mechanical parts for no reason. These are all facilities that need to be working.
Well, I like the fact that they thought of that, and it just seems like so simple. Like, why wouldn't they have thought that?
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. And unfortunately, or rather, but unfortunately, a lot of video game shit just doesn't... And movie stuff, just like media in general.
Yeah, they don't explain it.
It doesn't make sense. Like, you don't have to present it to us in such an obvious manner by explaining it, but the levels should serve a purpose.
Yeah. And it's really nice. There's one more up there I have to get. I can get this one. it's really nice to see, like, as a kid, you don't have to think about it. You know, it's like, oh, alright, you're just going through these crazy and amazing levels with moving parts and stuff. It's all fun. But, like, as an adult, you can appreciate, like, oh, I see, like, this is the facility that helps do this or that.
Right.
Not that they have a particular thing in mind.
But you're just not left... Even if you don't think that, oh, this was really great that they did that, you're not left with, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. You
You're
know, he's not in a jungle level right now for no reason, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, everything is cohesive.
Yeah. Fast getaway raccoon roll. Shades, did you ever want to roll?
I love that video on YouTube of that fat-ass raccoon rolling.
I still don't know if it has a tail or not. I can't tell.
I don't know. That's a good question. I think we'll have to watch it after.
I've watched it several times. I can't tell if it has a tail. Whee! And it is actually quicker than your run, by the way. Isn't that fascinating, kids? Just roll. If you're late to work, roll.
Roll, yeah.
If you're late to your class, roll in the hallway. If anything, it's probably a good reason why you're late for class.
Well, yeah, I'm sure I've said this in a Let's Play, but I can't fucking remember a goddamn thing that I say in these Let's Plays.
No, that's fine, though.
And, but that was like my high school. There was different buildings for each subject.
Yeah.
So...
Your high school was a college.
In a weird way. And, so if you were at gym, like, there were instances where I'd have gym, I'd have PE, and then you have like 2 or 3 minutes, something like that, to get to your next class. And you're fucked. Unless you were me and just didn't care about school whatsoever, which means, you know, at the time it doesn't mean you're fucked, but when you grow up, then you're like, yeah, wow, I fucked my life up because there were things going on that I didn't deal with well, so yeah, I fucked my future
But anyway.
up. But you're fucked because if you had PE and then you have to go down to like the math or science building, that, with the traffic and school and construction, all sorts of shit going on, you could legitimately be late. Or you could just blow it off and say, well, you know, I had to go all the way from building, you know, whatever, F to I, right? Or whatever, you know. And it was a legitimate excuse because of because of the distance that you had to travel for each class if you, you know, depending on your schedule.
Yeah. And that's tough, man. You have to, like, run to your next class. That's your PE.
Yeah, what I did like about my high school, before I transferred to the one that Rabies and I attended, was that because your class schedule is not set in kind of... It's more like a college, right? I don't know how they have it now. It's not even worth mentioning the high school, because that's a whole opening up a can of worms that nobody needs to deal with. But anyways, because it's
get to the point.
It's a very visible school. Anyway, so the idea was that because it was more like a college, the cafeteria was open
all the time,
almost all day, and it was kind of up to you, right, to figure out when you were going to get lunch. There was no lunch time. There was no lunch period.
That's so messed up, though.
It's just when you had the opportunity, when you had a free period or study hall, or if you were like, you know, if you were like a nerd and you're right, and like you did all your schoolwork or whatever, or you had your mods and periods and all that, you did all that shit and filled up your schedule, you wouldn't have a lunch schedule. So you would, but because everything was open, in between classes, you could be 5 minutes late to class and grab a bite to eat.
Yeah. That's so weird, though. I don't like that.
I like
schedule. I like schedule.
I liked it, though. That I did like. Because it just was like, hey, remember, you have to go eat. Yeah. Figure it out. Right?
You figure it out.
Right. Or, let's say you already did eat and you wanted something else. As long as you had the cash, go for it, right?
I mean, yeah. Like, I don't mind the cafeteria being open all day. It's like the idea that...
I mean, hopefully the lunch staff got paid more.
Hopefully. I mean, for where the school is located, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just... Did you roll when you were late to class?
I wish I did. That would mean I showed up to school in the first place. When I showed up,
well,
I was
when
late
you
anyway.
did show up, did you roll?
Oh, just based on principle, it's like our first class was at like, I think 7:15.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And I just, based on principle, I was like, you're not seeing my ass at 7:15. I'm not even going to be awake at 7:15.
You're
Fuck
lucky.
that.
Well, I mean, I know...
Which was stupid.
I know when we were going to school together, you used to show up at about 10.
I also...
I used to walk up the steps and, like, sit in front of the school door and wait, well, inside the door.
Yeah.
And wait for you at 10 and be like, yeah, this is about the time he'd get up if he's gonna show.
I also lived far... I was the farthest person.
Yeah, but if you just woke up early enough to take the bus, that wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah. I also take showers in the morning. I have really fucking long hair, so that doesn't help either.
Here, leave a comment. When do you like to take showers? I prefer the nighttime. Shades prefers the daytime. Or morning.
Because my hair... It's not a pretty sight when you see a guy with really long hair who showered the night before and just let it like air dry or whatever. Even though I dried it at night, it's just it's bad. It's got like that 80s look. And not in a complimentary way.
You know what?
Either.
I'm not
it's
even
like,
gonna get these right now because I have to come back anyway.
Yeah. I don't even like showering.
Your hair is fine in the morning if you don't shower though. You just gotta like really,
nasty.
you gotta really brush it though.
I don't like it.
My hair looks better if I take a shower the night before.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up, it looks a little like, nah, but then once I brush it, it looks like I took a shower, like, right then and there. I'm like, yeah, that's how you work it. That's the secret. I hiccuped. That kid's a hiccup is a burp and a hiccup at the same time.
Indeed it is.
Don't do it, though. It's nasty.
But, it's funny that you and I or you're playing the game, but... Because this is exactly what we used to do many years ago. Are you not going to cheat?
I'm not. We're not right now.
Right.
When I have to go on the way back, I'll cheat.
Alright.
Because, speedrun tip. I'll show you in a little bit.
But it's nice to revisit this. Games that we really like and games we know. It definitely helps with the commentary, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You missed the ball.
No, I know. I have to come back.
Okay.
Because I have to go all the way to the beginning to open the, thing. Which is stupid pain in the ass. Dumb. Oh, man, you're gonna... There's so many levels you've never seen in this game, and I can't wait for you to see them. I'm so excited. One might say I'm overly excited.
But it's nice to do this again,
Yeah, just to, like, sit and play games, have fun. We've been, like, on a StarCraft binge. StarCraft 2.
That has not been healthy.
No.
Oh my god.
Like, between doing everything, that's been stopping us from recording, whenever we get a chance to, like, sit and relax, we just end up putting StarCraft 2 on, that we realized is free.
It is so unhealthy.
We've played so many hours of that now.
And I want to record the campaign. So I haven't played the campaign yet, but I think we'll do some of that. I just need to make sure that our gear can handle recording that.
And playing it.
And playing the game, because it makes our computers fucking work.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll just have to see.
I mean, my computer seemed to be fine when I had it windowed and watching YouTube at the same time.
Yeah.
So
well, you also lower the quality.
I lowered the quality to shit.
I don't want to do that. I have mine on high right now, and it's a little wonky, but...
I think there is a way to use the hop hog to record the computer, but it might... I'm
not... I really don't want to do that.
No, I didn't want to do this. Shoot. I'm trying to jump on here. Here we go. Oh, well, whatever. See, that's why kids, you always have 2 charms on you. Okay. Yeah! God, he probably just has to put the pieces of paper together.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta figure it's probably really simple.
I mean... probably.
And it's only like 3 numbers.
It's only 3 numbers.
How secure could it be?
There was, so my CD of this game for the PlayStation 2, the original copy, you know, it glitches a little bit, so sometimes these, Bentley won't talk. So there have been times where I had to go through the vault 1 number at a time.
That sucks.
Like, it's a good thing that, like, as soon as you hit the number, it opens. But... it was bad. Because, you know, old games, things happen. So here's, speedrun tip. Do I want to use this? No. I don't have to use that. I can just go on here. Boop. 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 Entire area just completely skipped. Just completely skipped.
It's funny when we play Infamous, because I played it before you.
Yeah.
I once again, I never played Sly Cooper, but I played Infamous first. And I really liked the mechanics and everything, but when you look at the way that... I forget the main character's name.
Cole.
Cole? Thank you. But the way Cole was standing and his idling thing, it is so Sly Cooper.
It is absolutely Sly.
And that was cool for me to know, but I definitely don't appreciate it in the same way that maybe you do.
Oh yeah, no, God, I'm in love with that game too. I don't play it as much as I should, but it's a good... So I'm gonna go over here and just stop, and we'll see you guys next time.
Indeed. We'll see what happens to Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus next time. Cabaret Gamers Plays.
Sly Cooper, yeah, we're out!
Alright, take care.